Welcome back to the RCSD 1014 show here from the Richland County Sheriff's Department. My name is Deputy Jay Weaver from the Public Information Office. We all know what time of year it is. It's holiday season. Halloween is today, and we have a big concern about robberies and thefts and keeping our money where it's supposed to be, in our pocket. Today we have a very special guest from the Criminal Investigation Division, Sergeant Kneece. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Jay. I'm glad to be here.
As I was just saying, the holiday season's here. A lot of money's going to be spent. We have Black Friday coming up shortly. We have Halloween today, Thanksgiving, and then Christmas. One of the major crimes that occurs this time of year is robbery. What is give me an example of a major robbery type crime that happens here in Richland County?
So, I guess your robberies can be broken up into a couple different things. I guess most notably, most viewers would see, it would be some sort of like a crime of opportunity that occurs.
Now, when you're talking about crimes of opportunity, what do you mean? I mean, is it like I see an opportunity, I want to take advantage of it, or is it somebody taking advantage of you?
Right. So it's putting yourself in a position to where you can be taken advantage of. You can see this in various different ways. People don't realize it, but there's someone out there that's looking for their next target, who they're going to rob, and you don't want to present yourself in a way that you become that next person.
Well, we're talking about ways of avoiding those things, but what kind of opportunity? Give me an example of a recent crime or multiple crimes of that people have been taken advantage of.
So one thing I see where people get targeted on this would be some sort of like a meetup, or like some sort of marketplace meetup or something, or a social media meetup.
Basically what you're saying is that this time of year people want to find the best deals, and so they go to marketplace, social media type sales, end up meeting somewhere to make that exchange, and sometimes it goes bad. How can they avoid those kind of pitfalls?
Right, so what you'll see there, so someone's trying to find a good deal. You're on Facebook Marketplace. Here's a phone. It's so much cheaper than I can get it from the store. It seems like a good deal to be had. And you'll reach out to that person on social media. You'll arrange to meet up with them to purchase that item cheaper. It seems like a good deal. It's easy to, let me get the cash and go meet up this person. And then the problem is once you meet up with that person, if they had intentions of robbing you. I'm not to say that there aren't good deals out there and that it's not safe to do any type of transaction that way. You just have to be mindful, and there's things you can do to prevent becoming a victim. Now,
Sheriff Lotz, one of his biggest concerns is the safety of the individuals here in Richland County. Our citizens are the number one priority. And so he's established these different locations at different regions across Richland County called Internet Safe Exchange Zones. Can you explain what those are?
Absolutely. So I believe we have like 8 of them across the county, one of them being right here at our headquarters on 2 Notch Road. Each one of these, depending on, a lot of them are at our different regions, and they're designated by a sign that says Internet Exchange Zone. And when you show up there, you have the benefit of, number one, having deputies close by. Number 2, having camera footage. So in the event that if someone were to try to take advantage of you, rob you, steal your money, steal the item that you're selling, we can quickly, use that to be able to investigate that and apprehend that person. In addition, here at headquarters, our headquarters is manned 24 hours a day. So in the event that you choose to meet up here at our main headquarters, you'll have the luxury of having a deputy on scene while you do that transaction, and that helps mitigate those problems.
How often, as a criminal investigation division sergeant, how often do we get reports of people being taken advantage of on social media sales, meeting up in the wrong place, and crimes occur? How often does that happen?
I mean, it certainly happens. And you do see, I think, an uptake in the end of the year when people are out hunting those deals. They're thinking about, we're getting towards the Christmas season. People are ready to purchase stuff for their family members, and they're trying to buy, do a lot with a little. So you do see that. I can't think of a single time where we've had an incident that occurred at one of our internet exchange zones. That's why I do strongly encourage that to use those. I can't think of a single report that's come across where someone was robbed at one of our exchange zones, and I'm proud of that.
So it's safe to say that our internet safe exchange zones is probably one of the best places you can go. And also that if, for instance, it's not always just about selling things, it could also be custody exchange as well. That if you wanted to have a deputy nearby, if you call 576-3000 just to let them know, hey, give them a heads up, I'm doing a sales there, I want to make sure there's a deputy there. That can happen as well, is that correct?
It can. They could call in a check, or if it was one that's not manned 24 hours, certainly if they call 576-3000, and let they can keep an eye on the cameras or have a deputy step out. There are people that from time to time for child custody exchanges on Sunday afternoons. It's not uncommon for us to get those type of calls as well to assist the public.
Well, you mentioned crimes of opportunity, and there's also a different type of crime that you had mentioned earlier about scams and gambling, like swindling crimes. Can you expand a little bit on that?
Yeah, so that's one thing that we do see a lot this time of year. People are out shopping. A lot of times people are getting swindled. It's not necessarily a robbery, but they do come across my desk quite frequently. And the way that works, if you want me to expand on that, is essentially you're coming out of a store and you'll see a crowd of people gather, and they seem to be either having fun, they're all gambling, everybody's winning, and you're like, oh, it's too good to be true. It's easy money. And they'll encourage you to either, show how much money you got and then snatch it and run away, or to participate in that gambling. And it's set up in a way that you're not going to win. They're going to encourage you that it's too easy. Essentially like they'll do 3-cup Monty or something. They'll be moving the cups around and you're like, there's no way I can lose, but you're going to lose every time. And it's just not a good situation to put yourself in.
So if, say, for instance, you do walk out of a store and you see this happening, should you avoid those confrontations or those groups of people where you think there's a possibility of winning money, but 90% of the time it's not going to happen? How can we avoid doing that?
Absolutely. So the best thing is to don't go over, fall into that trap. You'll get encouraged to come over, check this out. Avoid that altogether is the first step. If you don't show up over there and participate, you're not gonna fall a victim to any of that. Second, I would also recommend to call the sheriff's department. Let us know. You can call 911. You can call 576-3000 and report it, because while you may not be a victim, they'll continue on until someone else falls victim.
Now, you had mentioned internet sales, Facebook sales. I wanted to touch base real quick about ordering stuff online and being delivered to your house. And we have a large uptick of porch pirates this type of year. What would you say to the shopper who is ordering online, what to do with your packages?
So that can be difficult. It kind of depends on your situation. So a lot of times apartments and stuff do offer the ability to have your package delivered to the office, to where if you can't claim it right away, if you're not home. Other options are thinking about the timeliness of when you expect your package to try to be there, to get it off the porch as soon as possible. I certainly wouldn't leave my package out any longer than it has to be. Try to retrieve those packages in a timely manner. Some people do install some sort of package box that you can place packages in and then lock them. That can help as well. And then just maintaining a spot. You can also leave a note to them, asking them, place the package here, there. Placing the package somewhere less visible, I think, helps as well. These people are riding through neighborhoods, looking for where these packages are, and then snatching them off your porch.
And also be a safe bet if you don't have a Ring doorbell or you don't have a camera on your porch this time of year, probably be a good idea to set something up so you can monitor it.
Absolutely. I think cameras are huge. If you can't prevent the crime, it certainly helps with the investigation and identifying individuals responsible. Doorbell cameras are a huge help. In addition, if you can have extra cameras on the exterior of your house, things to keep in mind is points that they would approach from, to where you can get that suspect vehicle on camera or the person walking up to, so you can get more video footage of that individual.
Now, as we wrap this up, Robbery, we talked about robbery and online sales events where people can get robbed by meeting. I wanted to close this up with, during the holiday season, especially now, we got kids out trick-or-treating. We also got individuals going into stores to do some shopping. Can you give some healthy tips to those individuals who are shopping, and where to park and how to avoid being a target in a parking lot, and what times of days to shop to avoid being robbed?
So that's a kind of a big thing to unpack. I think you start with like essentially not flaunting your money is a key. And these people are looking for someone to take advantage of. So I think not flaunting your money definitely plays a role. And it does come down to where you park as well. You want to park in a well-lit area closer to the store. I would avoid shopping, late at night by yourself. And certainly, and having your items secure and being aware of your surroundings. You definitely want to be able to, you don't want to be looking at your phone. You don't want to be playing on your phone. You want to be vigilant as to what's going on around you. My recommendation, when you're leaving the store, you have your items you purchased or whatever, have those secured in your hand, but also have those car keys ready so that you're not fumbling around with your pocket and your hands full of merchandise trying to make that transition from the parking lot into your vehicle.
Very good. Those are very healthy tips. Now, before we go, I just want to ask you, can you give with your expertise in the criminal investigation division about robbery and what your specialty is, can you give the viewers one last thought to think about during this holiday season on how to protect yourself from being robbed?
Yeah, so I think essentially it comes down to not putting yourself in a situation to be a victim. So be mindful of those setup type bad situations like we discussed earlier with the meetups to purchase things. Then also be aware of who's around you, what's around, where you're parking, being in well-lit areas, not showcasing your money. Conceal your money on your person or in such a way that people don't realize you have a large sums of cash, or don't use cash. There's also credit cards can quickly be canceled if they were stolen. There's other ways to try to prevent that as well.
Well, Sergeant Kneece, I want to thank you for coming on the show, because a lot of viewers, they may not be aware of these swindling type crimes or the porch pirates, how to avoid them, and also these different types of crime of opportunities that you presented to us. We want to thank you for that. For the viewers at home, make sure that you are safe tonight on Halloween. Make sure you go wearing your kids brightly dressed. Make sure you have them lit, flashlights, and go in areas in which you can be safe, and don't stay out too late, because there are a lot of people out there, and there's a possibility of parties where drinking could happen. So be safe tonight. Make sure you check your candy, and we hope to see you again next time on the RCSD 1014 show. And don't forget to subscribe to Facebook at Richland County Sheriff's Department, also right here on YouTube at Richland County Sheriff's DEPT and X on RCSD 1. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.